audience, welcome to TIMTOS Salon. This episode, we invite Mr. Anbu, the Secretary, Director General, and CEO of Indian Machine Tool Manufacturers Association, IMTMA, to be our distinguished guest. Hi, Mr. Anbu.
Hello.
Okay, I'm fine. India is the world's seventh largest machine tool consumption country and is always an important trade partner for Taiwan in manufacturing sector. The COVID-19 outbreak has put a damper on business and industrial activities across the world. I believe that the machine tool industry in India has felt the impact greatly as we did in Taiwan. So could Mr. Anbu firstly let us have a brief concept that how the machine tool industry in India has been impacted, either import and export?
I think if you look at globally, every market, every country has been impacted.
Yeah.
And India too, it's the same. If you look at machine tool industry, particularly in India, till the year 2018-19, the Indian machine tool industry was growing almost at 30% CAGR for three and a half years. Okay. So if you take a 10-year perspective of from 2009-10 onwards, that means 2009 to 2019, just before, till last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Consumption-wise, it has become threefold in India, machine tool industry. Production-wise, it has become sixfold. Okay. And you very rightly said, so that's the way that India had become the seventh largest consuming country or the market for machine tool in the world.
Yes.
In terms of production, it had become 12th largest. Okay. But from the middle of 2019 onwards, for a variety of reasons, the machine tool industry was getting impacted. Particularly, what was happening in the auto segment, okay, was having a major impact. Okay, and that was a global, impact as well. Then, beginning of this year, okay, in India, from March onwards, COVID-19 was a major blow. And today, the economy is trying to come back, but then the impact has been tremendous.
Yes.
And I just saw in the papers today, the first quarter, Q1, that is April, May, June, the GDP has shrunk by almost 24%. Okay. So it had a major impact on the entire capital goods. And particularly for machine tool, it's been a big, big blow. Okay. So I would say the production almost came to zero for machine tool. And now it is, I think, coming back after the, removal of lockdown. Okay. So the India, following the COVID-19 impact, had the complete lockdown. From April end, May beginning, then we've been having in a gradual manner, the restart, okay, removal of lockdown. So we are at the fourth phase. Machine tool industry is also coming back. This year is a year of survival, okay, and next year perhaps will be a year of growth. Okay, we are hoping for the best. Coming particularly to import and export. Export again has been India has never been a export country in the machine tool area.
Yes,
We've been exporting 10% of what we produce, but then that has also certainly got impacted. But currently, just this morning, I was talking to some of the machine tool manufacturers. I think export to Europe is looking good. Export to US also is looking good. That's a good news. But import also got impacted. But then the import is okay now. I think so. I don't think it would. I think when you look at this whole year, production will come back. Import also, you will see a reasonably good picture.
Thank you for your sharing. And since the outbreak, just like you say, since March, that at some time the production came to zero. So what's the current status of returning to work for manufacturing sector in India?
I think when you look at the manufacturing on the whole, from May beginning onwards, I think in a cautious way, people started coming back. The restart was happening. Initially, it was a very cautious approach with 10% workforce and then 10% capacity utilization, etc. Then gradually it became one third. But today, I would say broadly, by and large, when you look
Yeah.
at it's 60%
Oh,
capacity
okay.
utilization, okay, 50 to
60%.
60%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in some sectors it is more, it is almost close to 80%. But by and large, you could say it's around 60.
60%.
Capital goods, machine tool is 50 to 60. So each sector is at a different stage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but also I think we must say that for India and for most sectors, 1819 was the peak performance. 1920 it was coming down. Compared to 1920, I would say if a particular sector is trying to come back to let's say 80% by end of the year,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that means compared to 1819 they're only at 60%. So, okay, so there is a lot of scope for growth.
Mm-hmm.
But Indian industry is very, very optimistic. I
Mm.
can see that in a variety of sectors, people are very positive, and they are looking at COVID as not only a challenge but also as an opportunity. Okay,
Yeah.
because it has tested them on a variety of areas. Those companies who are innovative, who are looking at this as an opportunity to come back with new solutions, innovative methods, innovative products, I'm
Mm.
sure they'll find the future a little more interesting.
Mm. Yeah, just like you say, COVID looks like an opportunity, but it's also a challenge for, I think, for every country. So also we can see like COVID has struck as the core of global value chain hub regions, including China, Europe, and the US. So do you think that for the global value chain disruption is an opportunity or a challenge for Indian machine tool industry?
I think it is certainly an opportunity.
Mm.
Okay. Um, those companies who have this strategy of producing new products,
Mm-hmm.
bringing in innovative solutions, particularly keeping some of the export markets in mind, I'm sure they'll find a way to export. They'll find a way to give products and solutions to those markets.
Mm.
But it is not going to be automatic. It is not going to be a cakewalk. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
one has to really work hard on that. So you find a convergence of your strategy on design, innovation, technology playing one side,
Mm-hmm.
and then your focus on export, branding, playing on
Mm-hmm.
the other
Branding.
side.
Mm.
So when you have a strategy, and then when you have your team and then people who understand that very well,
Mm.
and then who execute that properly, you will always,
Yeah.
find interesting results.
Yeah, just like you say, it's like a convergence of technology, marketing, management, everything to bring your company to another phase. So we know that machine tool can be used in many industries like automotive, aerospace, defense, diamond. So for India, by what industry is the machine tool mostly used?
So if we look at the Indian machine tool industry and the customer segments, I would say 50% of what we produce
Mm-hmm.
goes to auto and auto component. Okay, so auto and auto component has been the number one customer base for most of the Indian machine tool companies.
Mm-hmm.
But having said that, they also supply and they also give solutions to a variety of other manufacturing segments.
Mm-hmm.
Defense, so you mentioned some of them,
Yeah.
railways, aerospace, and variety of capital goods, earth moving equipment, power equipment, and now the agriculture equipment. is demanding more and more machine tools as well. In future, electronics and then medical equipment would also need manufacturing solutions. So the opportunity is expanding, in the form of new sectors emerging. Okay, so when I look at future, what is today as 50% solution going to auto component, it's quite possible that 50% may come down, not in terms of absolute value, but as a percentage, because a lot of other sectors will add more opportunity. Okay, so that's the way I see that.
I think that for machine tool sector, that auto industry is changing because of the COVID. But there is another trend. We can call it like electric car, and in India, the country moves towards the adoption of Bharat Stage BS6 emission norms. So some of our exhibitors they ask a question that because of these BS4 emission norms, the activation, the utilization of machine tools has dropped significantly. So without considering the pandemic, when do you estimate that the market demand will begin to cover, or how does the future look for machine tool companies under the BS4 norms?
See, both the electric vehicles and BS4 to BS6, certainly has got an impact. But BS6 has given, in my view, more opportunities.
Oh.
Okay, but electric vehicle, yes, I think it's only the beginning of a long journey. Okay, the electric vehicle penetration is yet to become a big one, but then eventually it will become a sizable one. And you are very right. The moment when you have electric vehicles, there are no engine, and engine, parts would be completely different. So it may not require so many of machine components. That way, the need for machine tool, demand will certainly come down. You're right.
Yeah.
But there are opportunities in other emerging sectors as well. So you'd have, when you look at the overall manufacturing size in India, it will grow. Okay, currently the manufacturing is about 16% of the GDP. So when we move towards 2025, we expect that the manufacturing economy in India could reach, or could at least go close to 1 trillion, in terms of size. That would offer huge opportunity. I agree that the demand from auto per se may come down. Okay? But then auto size may also increase. However, when you look at the overall manufacturing, which includes defense, for example, or electronics, for example, or agriculture equipment, for example, or even other sectors like furniture, manufacturing, and then power equipment, all this will grow. And each one of them would need machine tools and manufacturing solutions. They may not be exactly like same what we are having today, but it may need to be fine-tuned, to meet the customer requirement.
Yeah.
But then if you do all this, you have better business. Okay, I don't think one can really complain about only one sector, but then auto will continue to be a large segment. So I think certainly for a long time, auto will not come down very quickly to zero. Okay, auto will continue to be there as a major customer segment. But there are also a lot of other sectors which are adding, the market opportunity.
Yeah.
And then on top of this, if the machine tool companies can adopt Industry 4.0 and then give a complete solution.
From Mr. Anbu, I heard a lot of opportunity here. So last question for Mr. Anbu, since this is a program for TIMTOS. Have you ever been to TIMTOS? If yes, what's your impression regarding TIMTOS?
I came, I don't remember the year, long time ago.
It's okay.
Okay. But yes, I think TIMTOS is a great show, one of the top shows in Asia. Certainly brings a lot of exhibitors and a lot of visitors too. You have a range of machine tool and manufacturing solutions being displayed there. And the people don't come simply to buy machines, but then they come for a variety of solutions, right from sensors to Industry 4.0, products and electronics, IT, data analytics. So it's a great show, that way. And I'm sure that many Indians come there. So we keep talking. Many of our machine tool companies also come there. Okay, so I think Indians have a very good image about TIMTOS, very good memory also about TIMTOS. And my compliments to both Taitra and Tommy for doing a great show.
Thank you. The coming TIMTOS will be held in next March 15 to 20th. So we welcome Mr. Anbu to come to TIMTOS. Yeah.
Sure, I look forward to having this opportunity. All the very best for the next TIMTOS.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All the best. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for your sharing.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
both of you. Bye-bye. Bye.